Guys, gals, aliens, and DGen freaks, welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. What is going on? Welcome to this fine Thursday. And if you are feeling bored in crypto, that is exactly how they want you to feel. So if you're getting that boredom, you're just like, man, when are we gonna see some action here? Oh, and you're selling, you're capitulating, your altcoins are down 50%. You're seeing all this sideways action, and you are getting convinced that you should just not care about crypto right now. Well, it's these times, the boring times, the sideways action is when you need to be paying attention the most. And why? Is because the last time that we had the boredom and all of that stuff, we had massive moves come in and people were getting just, I mean, it was just, things were going crazy. It was going wild. So we're going to get into this, guys. We're going to get into the markets. We're going to get into some of the news. We had the CPI data come out, Consumer Price Index being at 3%. It was projected that it was going to be at 3.5 or something like that, 3.2. Came in a little lower than expected. But either way, CPI, PPI, CPPPI, MSI, SSI, PPI, regardless, you should just be long-term bullish on crypto because we've just come to the conclusion that these meetings don't mean anything. If you're long-term bullish on crypto and you know that Bitcoin's going to be at $1 million per coin in the next 10 years, then you don't give a rip about these numbers because your ultimate hedge is crypto, right? I mean, we in the same boat here, guys, but that's what I think. Is that ultimately you can analyze these numbers, but if you just think of a long-term outlook of a supply and demand mechanism that's built into Bitcoin, it's there. So welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome. Bitcoin is kind of breaking down right now. Like we said, we were telling you guys, like, look, if we don't hold above this 200 moving day average for Bitcoin, which is at basically like 58,009, we saw a massive rejection again off this level. And because we did not have enough strength going above this to break this W pattern, because this is what people were speculating for Bitcoin, that we would have this W pattern play out where we have a nice W and we break up to that level, basically the neckline of an inverse head and shoulders. And so it didn't happen. So now we let the market kind of cool off a little bit. We wanted to see if that was a sucker's rally in a sense, and it's possibility that it is, and we get a trade down into this range, which is the range that a lot of people, technical analysis, and people that have just looked at previous support levels, which is at this level here of 51,000. Exactly 51,000. So exactly 51,000 here. We have some interesting levels to look at. And this is where price could magnetically go to just because Bitcoin likes to do that. Bitcoin likes to do that, especially in a bull market, especially after the halving. We have seen this before. It's a textbook move that happens with Bitcoin, is that you have these 10%, 15%, 20%, 30% moves to the downside, even in a uptrend in a bull market. So you see these halvings. You got the second halving, a year. Look, it's marking a year after the halving of the increase that happens. First halving was insane. 7,700% move to the upside after a year, over the first halving. Then you got the second halving, was a 283% move to the upside. And then after the fact, took about 4 or 5 months for it to do another 672% move to the upside. Then we have halving 3, which was a 423% move to the upside. Then with a double top that came in with a half move to the downside, 50% correction, and then boom, another test. Now, we are only 2.5 months, 3 months past the first halving, and we have to wait and be patient because once we get to these areas right here of a year, April 2025, going into the first quarter of 2025 is when we are going to see, I think, peak prices for this cycle. We might even see something like this where we get that increase like this is 423% move to the upside or the 250% move to the upside. And then look at how we did this double top. Look at that. What if this ends up happening, playing out just like it did in 2020? It would line up very well. Now, why do I think, now you guys are gonna like this analysis. Why do I think that we're going to be going into a altcoin summer, this August date, this August push, is because Bitcoin dominance is going to go down. We have, for the first time ever in history, that an altcoin, aka Ethereum, is going to be trading on the stock market as an ETF. So shout out to you guys. What is going on? Shout out to Creed, waving, saying hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do so. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you get into the Discord. All the links for the Discord and all of the affiliates and the exchanges and things and products that I like to use are in the description. So if you guys want to directly support the channel, then check out all of the links in the description. That would be amazing. But check this out, guys. So we think that when Bitcoin dominance goes back down to 50%, and let's show you guys really quick. We'll go to the market insights. And let's just make sure this is good. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so now let's look at this dominance here, okay? Now, I want to show you guys something very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. We're going to go here. And we're going to go to January. Look at this. Okay. Dominance went down in January to 50%. Okay? Now, what happened in January and March? We had a rally on altcoins. And if you look at this chart, the altcoin index season chart, and you go to January and March right here, you can see that we were in an altcoin season, and Bitcoin dominance was at 50%. So now what is that going to line up with the trading of an Ethereum ETF application, exchange traded fund on the stock market, with dominance going down with Bitcoin and having a bounce from this level? That means we get a reset. And altcoins are able to start to run. Now, I think this is going to play out pretty well. I'm pretty confident in this because it's just showing repeating cycles and how the market likes to cook up and establish some new structure and shake people out and then get that boat back, bring the boat back, and then dance, little boat here. This is the boat, and then here's the sail. Whoosh. This is where we're going after that liquidity low because it has to. I feel like there's no other way for it to get the strength to go here. There's going to be so much buy pressure at this level that it's going to supply shock the damn thing. But I also could be wrong. I read a comment that said, bro, you shouldn't do price predictions, bro. You just go, I would just stick with not talking, or I don't know, something like that. But we can't help ourselves. But guys, shout out to everyone who's watching. So Elliott Trades, there's literally about to be an altcoin on the stock market. You guys realize how insane that is? How can you be more than super short-term bearish? So that's how we're feeling. We're feeling the same way. And then you have David Goldstein, if I'm even saying that right, Goldstein. Imagine thinking that Doge and SHIB aren't going to break their previous all-time highs. Just because you don't see them on your timeline doesn't mean there's massive communities that aren't talking about them and that are building up bags over time. And don't forget the Elon factor for Doge. He was saying, I remember back in 2021, there was a talk that Vitalik and Elon would help build out Doge. So yeah, I always like mentioning the old projects, especially the strong old memes, because it shows the strength from the previous cycles of how those things can stand the test of time. And so this is how we've built up our portfolio and what we are thinking that is going to be the strong memes that are going to stand the test of time. And we think one of those is going to be Brett on the base chain. We think that Pepe is actually going to be crushing up into the top 15, the top 10, because I just feel the Coinbase listing. The Coinbase listing and the Robinhood listing is inevitable. And the same with Brett. And the fact that it kind of plays on this Matt Fuhrer narrative of the characters makes me think that is the kind of the neo underlying pick of a narrative for at least the memes. And we've been seeing it with the interesting Chinese derivative of Pepe, which is PEIPEI. That thing has been also doing very well in terms of trading volume. The KOLs talking about it. Market cap going up. We charted this, and it's actually doing fairly well with doing exactly what we were thinking it was going to do. Was once it passed this resistance here of the all-time high right here, then we would see some strength and trade up. And then obviously breaking a new all-time high, we would see some sell pressure and form a bit of a, bit of a flag here. And we can see it push up to these levels for PEIPEI. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep going down the list here. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, please do so at DanoCrypto904. And these are, I got 2% of PEIPEI. I'm happy. Nice. Let's go. Shout out to Risky8. So yeah, what we did, I'll tell you exactly what we did. We didn't like put a lot into PEIPEI. You know, it's you can't get into every single coin. I mean, geez. So what we did is we said, okay, we will swap a little bit into PEIPEI. So we swapped in like $150 or something like that. I can't remember. Just a couple bones, you know, nothing crazy. But from that, I think we put that in. Let's see. Let's look at the chart. It was under this line. It was somewhere here. It was somewhere here where we waited, because we already missed it. You know, we were watching it here, and then we thought, okay, it's having this like some bearishness. It had a little bit of FUD and, you know, a little sell off. And then right here was then where I decided, okay, it looks like it's going to get some strength. And so then we went in. And so we didn't like ape in. We just like chucked like almost like equivalent of like one Solana, you know, if you're like going by Solana prices. And we did the same thing with DOOGLE, where we were like, okay, we'll give it a shot, because it was early. We got it under 10 million market cap with DOOGLE, and so we chucked in one Sol, and now that at its peak would turn into 4 Sol, 3.5, 4 Sol or something like that. So, but we are giving ourselves an experiment of holding these things to the peak of what we were talking about. Not like August, because we know these things are going to run a little bit in August. We feel it with the altcoin summer coming up. So these things are going to run like a lot of these particular projects that I've talked about. And so we're giving ourselves a little bit of a hodl experiment to not jeet out at a 4x, you know. I'm talking, you know, waiting a little bit, having a little bit more patience. And it's funny because Risky8's making a good point, because the moment that you ape in is where that doesn't play out. Like, like it doesn't play out at all. You're like, all right, I'm going to ape in. All right, this time I'm going to go hard. And then that's when that's the project that rug pulls or dumps, and you're like, ah. And then the one that you're a little conservative on, you're like, okay, I'll just put a little $50 here, just a little $100 here, just a little, you know, I'm a conservative Joe. I'll be a conservative old guy, you know, don't take too much risk. And then the moment that you start feeling like that, the damn thing just moons, and then it moons. Yeah, and you're like, ah! Ah! It's classic. It's classic. But it's okay. It just means you gotta keep on the roller coaster. It is a roller coaster, so it's just like woo, but we love it. That's why we're here. That's why we're here, because the moment that you do hit it, the moment that you actually successfully do it, and you take profits, you're like, oh, that's what can be done, and you see the potential. And then the game is to battle all the emotions, battle crypto Twitter, battle the influencers, battle yourself mostly. You're just in a battle with yourself. It's not PvP. It's you versus you. It's 100% you versus you when it comes to this game, because all you have to do is not get impatient. That's like one of the biggest things that you could do, is just have a little bit more patience. And I think Crash is a great example of having patience, because I think he only put a couple grand. He only put a couple grand in Brett and what was it, Pepe, I think Bobo, a couple others. It was a small list. PONKE was one of them. I think he only put like $2,000 into PONKE back when, you know, it was right here, when it was like in these ranges. Yeah, 15 grand or something like that. So I mean, if you think about it, that's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. And you look at his portfolio, and it was just it was 6 months of patience. 6 months of not selling out. 6 months of not selling out. And there you go. So then you just lower that amount down and say, okay, what if I just had patience with $5,000? If I had patience with $2,000, and you gave out a little bit more of a long-term strategy, like what I'm doing for PONKE is like, I'm going for the long term. I'm going for PONKE being at, you know, X marks the spot. This is a chart that could easily do this. It's going to have ups and downs. It's going to crush up into the 69 cent territory. And then it could easily get to $1.48 per the market cap. And it's already, and so think at a market cap of $1 billion, that's where it would be. I did see the Crash coin. So yeah, honestly, it's kind of cool. It's I would say it would be very flattering for a community to like launch a coin based off of like you just having good calls, you know. That's pretty legendary. But I haven't actually checked it. I haven't looked at the price. I haven't looked at if it's doing good or not. I didn't even want to look at it because I'd be tempted to buy it, I guess. Kenyatta Laramore said, how do I grab some PEIPEI? Well, if you want to trade PEIPEI with any of my links in the description, I believe you can get it on I think you can get it on LBANK. I think so. Let me see. I have to see what exchanges it's trading on right now. You can obviously get it DEX, with a DEX, you know, you swap into it. So you have to have Ethereum. So if you have Ethereum in your wallet, whatever wallet, or Coinbase, if you have Coinbase wallet, MetaMask, or Phantom, you can have Ethereum on there as well. Yeah, you can swap into it. Let's see. For the US, you could LBANK. Yeah, just use my link in the description. And if you need a crypto starter pack, basically you got everything you need in the description. You get you have to protect yourself on the internet. So you get a VPN, and then you just you go from there. But yeah, the trading volume is not too high on LBank. It's obviously higher on probably these Chinese exchange. I don't know. Is this Deep? Is Deepcoin an Asian exchange or Korean exchange? Some of these we're not very familiar with because they're in other countries. But you got Bitmart, you got MEXC, you got Gate.io. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, and then LBank. But yep, I just swapped into it. So. But I mean, if you're wanting to do it through the exchange portion, you can do that as well. Looking at the comments, said he gave half the dev's wallet to crash. It was at 32 million. Dang. Speaking of wallets, let's check. We haven't looked at Trump's wallet in a while, so let's look at Trump's wallet. This is let's see. According to Arkham, this is what is in the Trump wallet. Valued at, it was at 12 million. It was at 12 million or 13 million at the peak. Yeah, no problem. I like the question mark at first because I did read it as a question. I was like, thanks? You're like, I guess I want to thank you. No. I don't know what's going on here. We did so basically the Trump wallet. Okay, there we go. The Trump wallet was valued at around 13 to 15 million or something like that. It was at the peak where we were getting some peak prices. It was up a lot. And so what tokens we have in here now? We have Trump token, we have Trog. Trog was airdropped to this wallet. I think half of the supply was airdropped to this wallet. And then I'm curious to see, we haven't followed this in a little bit, but we just mentioned it. I think we did a live stream on it. I don't know if did we make a video? I think we did a live stream, and we just mentioned that, hey, we're not invested in this coin at all, but we were curious that the fact that it is one of the top tokens over ETH that is in this wallet, and it hasn't been like sold off yet or sent off or anything. It's just sitting in there. And then we got MVP, we got Conan, MAGA, Lion, another MAGA. This is Make America Great Again. And then we have the classic just MAGA hat. This one is the one that I was kind of speculating on that might do well out of the Politify tokens, like across the board, just because of the exchanges that it's on so far, and just the fact that it's based off just the hat. It's not directly related. Like as a Trump token, but just the hat itself. So even if you don't like Trump, you're like, oh, I like that hat. But yeah, we're curious to follow this. All right, so let's see how the altcoins are doing right now. Bitcoin kind of sliding down 57.3. It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. We're sliding right back down. We crushed below 55. We crushed below 55.8. I mean, it's downsies. It's downsies into this box. Okay. I don't know what this is a longs trap. Let's see how the 12 hours doing on the liquidations. Let's see where these prices. See where we got the most yellow. Okay, so at 59,000, this is where a lot of shorts will get wrecked. We got a lot of shorts that'll get wrecked at 59.7. And we got some major levels here for some longs getting stopped out as well at 58. Let's see if we had a 58.1. And then here, interesting enough, longs at 57.2. At 57.2 is a interesting price. And we are actually sitting right at that level. So longs could be closing and getting wrecked here to push it down to 55.8 here in the short term for Bitcoin. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys kind of feel that, or if you put a 2 if you think that we are going to we're actually going to clear up to the level that we've been trying to seek, which is the 60,004. Let me know. I'm kind of more on the one side. If you're feeling like this, like you just lit yourself on fire and you're walking through your hallway, put a 3. Or if you feel like PEIPEI here on the wall. All right, let's check the overall market. Let's check the overall market. see how things are doing. So Ethereum at 3,116. We gave you guys our scenario with the if you're just coming into the channel earlier, we were explaining that with Bitcoin dominance going back down into the 50 range, between 50% and 52%, that gives a little bit of room for the market structure to reset and go into Ethereum to get primed and ready for the ETF trading. That is going to make the altcoins speculate, because people front run the market. They're going to think, okay, we got to get into the altcoins, not necessarily just Ethereum. So then the altcoins are going to have this nice little pre-pump. Then Ethereum is going to rocket, break all-time highs, and it's going to take a little bit though, but it's going to be off the bullish catalyst of the ETF. Okay, so then we got the reset. We got Bitcoin goes down to 51,000, rebounds off to 51,000 hard. Then we have a bullish bounce off of that level to then, which would be right on the trend line. It'd be right on the trend line. So then this is what is going to, I think, spur a little bit of this altcoin summer. And then ultimately in quarter 1, 2025, we have the best profit-taking area that we can probably ever imagine for, where millionaires are going to be created like crazy. So, all right. So we got BNB at $524. We got Solana at $138. I think Solana is going to be in the cards to be around, valued at its peak, probably $700 to $800 per Solana, and that would do. If we can get more liquidity in Solana without the circulating supply getting too much. If we can keep the circulating supply here and we can surpass the market cap of BNB and we get it above that with the circulating supply, then we can see Solana being at similar prices of where BNB is at. The only reason BNB is at this price is because it has an extra $15 billion of market cap, and the circulating supply is half. So you see the difference? That's where market cap and circulating supply goes into what the actual price is of the coin. But we want to remind you guys about what BNB did in January 2021. We want to remind you guys this because this is the type of runs you can have in a bull market. Okay, $41, and it went to its all-time high of like $651, and then its all-time high has been $720 at its peak. Okay, so now we've had the flip. We've had the confidence go back into Solana. We all have to cope with the fact that we could have bought Solana at these major low prices, and now I am wagering to bet that we see the same type of run here with Solana, with all of the different developments. Like we got the fire dancer stuff, we got the drip, we got the emailing, we got the phone, we got the celebrities are picking the chain for doing their stuff. Oh, so I mean, yeah. Regardless if you like Solana or not, or if it shuts down or turns online or comes back on, I think the coin is going to pretty much it's going to go to between $500 to $1,000 in this cycle at its peak. And then just imagine what's going to happen with the coins that are alongside with it. Just like when BNB did this, they things like pancake swap and just all of those different types of protocols and tokens rip. Like they ripped up like crazy. And it was DeFi summer. So I'm very interested to see what happens. And we're documenting the whole journey, you know. We're documenting this whole thing. We're going to be here regardless of if the market's freaking boring or if it's exciting or if it's just nothing's happening. We are going to be here. That's the whole point, guys. You know, you need solid people that are going to be here regardless if you're making money or you're not, or if things are just kind of you know, this is what I told myself that I was going to do is like, hey, if I'm going to make a channel, I'm going to document the whole process of what my journey's been, and then ultimately help this to be and turn this into an educational type experience for new people coming into the space. And then also bringing on people that I've been watching and I've trusted and having them explain their journey and build those connections. And I think so far, you know, we've been doing a good job. I think we've been doing all right. And we're going to keep continuing to do this, and we're going to get better. And this is just the coolest type of industry that we could be in. It's so new. It's so fresh. Like, it's still new, guys. And so it's a great opportunity. And when we're having fun. And so I hope you guys are having fun too. You know, the title of the video said, hey, if you're bored in crypto, that's exactly how they want you to be. They want you to be bored and not realize that this is like just like how if you were playing online video games and gaming in the early 2000s, and look at how much that market exploded from just that. So you have to zoom out. You have to not get fooled by the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and also the short-term bearish action of the market. Zoom out, have a little bit of a long-term perspective. Not financial advice, but I think profit taking would make a little bit more sense when Bitcoin is at its all-time highs, like after the halving. Wouldn't you think? I would say that this is obvious that your profit taking should not be at anywhere like in these points until we start to see some max gains. But it takes you to not get distracted. It takes you not getting distracted. But it's a tough one. But all right, guys, I really do appreciate you coming on the channel today. If you're new, thank you for coming in, giving my channel a chance. We're building up this community. We have one of the best communities in the world because we've kind of ported people from different channels. We got people from the Moon Show. We got some people came from Jason Casper's channel. Some people came from like the BitLab Academy channel from way back when we were on that go there. Maybe some people from Wendy O when we went on her channel. I mean, we've tried to collab with some of the best in the business, and that's just what you have to do. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on the channel, supporting the channel. You guys are the best, and you keep me on my toes. We do this live show for you. You know, we do it for you because if we didn't have people coming in and wanting to have a crypto live stream to view, you know, then we'd just be talking to a camera, you know? But we're talking to you guys. And a lot of the times when we're getting heated and we're talking, we're like, duh, we're actually yelling at ourselves. Because when you're in crypto, you're bound to get wrecked a little bit and get rug pulled on or make some kind of stupid trade or make some kind of FOMO. I mean, in this industry, it's one of the easiest things that can happen to you is you can get caught up in that FOMO and you get emotional. But then you come to these live streams and you hear me and then you go, okay, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Just chill out. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here. All right, but guys, we go live Monday through Friday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we wanted to remind you guys that we are going to be at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. We're going to be there all 3 days. We're going to be rolling deep with Mr. M and Da Vinci, and we're just going to be having some fun. We're going to be shooting content. We're going to be trying to get some, just, seal some interviews down, and we're going to be building connections. We're just going to be, we're going to be exactly where we're supposed to be. And that's that, guys. So if you are going to the conference or you're going to be anywhere around in that area, I know one of the guys in the Discord wanted to set up some kind of like meetup by the conference at like a one of the famous bars around there or something like that. So I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. So let's see if we can maybe set something like that up. But if you're going to be at the conference, then you guys are going to come up and say hi and just introduce yourselves, because it'd be just cool to meet you guys from the ether. So, and we're going to have some really cool merch. We're going to have like some XYO merch, special XYO merch that we're going to have with us. We'll have some BITFLEX merch. We're going to have some special Dano Crypto t-shirts or stickers and things like that. So if you see me, that'll be your opportunity to snag some of that stuff. So with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you later today. Peace out.